time around I'm reviewing a tool that I purchased off of eBay, so you don't have to. Yep, I'm taking a risk with my money, so you don't have to take the risk unless you think it's worth it. And that's what I'm here to find out, at least on a cursory level. This time around, I was looking for a low profile magnetic chuck that also was a sine bar. And I found this one here on eBay, and the price was insane, $147.89. So I'm guessing right off the bat, if you're doing super precision work, this is not the unit for you. This is should be a 6-inch by 6-inch unit. Suburban Tools probably charges, you know, $1,000, $1,500 for this. And I just purchased it without any knowledge about this at all. I didn't even know it was made in Taiwan. And it looks like it is. At least they're claiming it's made in Taiwan. I don't know how they can make this for $150, sell it for $150, because if you consider standard manufacturing practice, where the cost to manufacturing is at least half the final cost in order to make a profit, that means they made this for $75. I don't think I could buy the raw materials for $75. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to turn out. All right, so far so good. Came with an Allen key. Really good high density foam. Looking good. Excellent protection and shipping. This is super high density foam that could take a lot of impacts, so they know it's being shipped overseas. Came with another Allen wrench for engaging the magnetic chuck. And here's the unit itself. All right, let's take a look at this guy. It's covered in oil, which is good because there's no corrosion on it. Oh, I lied. I spoke too soon. A little bit of corrosion over here. Yeah, not that that's an important area. Oh, and I like that. They protected the roll pin in there by shipping it on it with a piece of cardboard wedged in there. Wow, look at the quality of the grind. That is a pretty decent surface ground finish on that guy. So it looks like this sine bar is held in place by tightening the pivots. There we go. So the quality looks very good. I noticed there's some marks underneath where the sine bar was protected by this piece of oily cardboard, but I can't feel them with my hand. So these are precision ground flat stones. Just wanted to see if any of these spots kicked up some burrs. There's some other scratches over here outside the working area here and here. Won't affect anything. This is pretty good. You can tell that the grind on it is not absolutely perfect. There are a little bit of high spots. You can see where the precision ground flat stones catch those high spots. Those on the order of just a couple tenths or a tenth or two, maybe even smaller, because you can't feel them. But that's me going over the whole thing. So the surface grinder did not do a perfect job. Let me see about this guy. It's actually pretty decent. Very impressive for $150. Maybe I'll look at this over on the surface plate just to see, without grinding anything, just straight out of the box, how parallel this side is to the bottom. And speaking of bottom, I didn't run the bottom either. Looks like the grind on the bottom is better than the other sides that we've looked at so far. This one, I'm not finding any high spots at all. All right, so I just wanted to see how the magnetic field is and how the action of the magnets, because I have a Suburban Tools chuck, and the action of the magnet's actually really stiff. This one is buttery. That's amazing. And I could pick up the unit by the magnet, and this is a fine poled magnet. And this is not a flat bottom. This is a piece of steel I use inside my kiln that I use the laser etcher to just as a test. And it's not even flat and smooth on the bottom. The thing holds really well. There's like half engaged. They claim 100 newtons per square centimeter. That's crazy because there's a lot of square centimeters here. This is maybe 6 by 6. That's 36. They're saying 3,600 newtons. I mean, I can't move it. So maybe they're right. That's really impressive. All right, let's see how flat this guy is. So the spec sheet says this should be flat within 0.8. So they don't make a really large claim about it. This is kind of a fidgety, dealing with tenths is really fidgety. And I'm pushing this indicator sideways, which is not ideal. They're better when they're dragged. Okay. 0 in the corner repeats. Maybe 1 over here. 1 over here. Minus 1 over here. Out of the frying pan into the fryer. Here's a 50 millionths indicator. It looks within a couple tenths. You know, it's easier to move this guy, I think. I'd say within a couple tenths over the whole thing. That is freaking impressive. Yeah, the solution was to move this, not the indicator stand. All the adjustability makes it way too unstable, especially with a millionths indicator, 50 millionths. So I get like 2 to 3 tenths across the entire surface. They spec 8 tenths. The only obvious and noticeable negative is that the fence is aluminum. So when you want to put on the surface grinder and you want to grind this in perpendicular or parallel to the moving axis of your surface grinder, aluminum sucks to grind. So this should immediately be replaced with a piece of cast iron or steel. Hardened steel would be good too. And then you can grind it in so that you've got an accurate fence. Right now, I wouldn't trust this as far as I could throw it. I mean, you can tell it's just a simple piece of extruded aluminum, but that's the only negative I've run across on this thing. Other than that, this thing is pretty fantastic. The locking mechanism, I don't know how I feel about tightening the rotating axis, because will it distort it a little bit? I'm not sure, but time will tell, I guess. I don't have an easy way to get super accurate measurements of angles. Otherwise, I would see how close this guy is, because one thing that's important is the spacing of this, the peak of this roll down here. The peak of this roll to here. I think this is supposed to be 100 millimeters, and if it's off, then the angle you set will also be off, so that's a problem. But bottom line is, $140, this is a total steal. If you only wanted the chuck, this would be a steal. The fact that it's a Sine plate too is just a huge bonus. I also forgot to mention one other not as super convenient feature is that the roll spacing on this is 100 millimeters. Metric, if you're looking, if you're using a gauge block set, you're gonna have to convert that to inches, and you don't have a metric gauge block set, like I don't have a metric gauge block set, then you'll have to convert this. But other than that, that's about the only negatives I can find with this thing. Other than that, this thing is a total steal for 140 bucks. So I give it a big thumbs up. I hope this was useful for you. Thanks for watching. Hope you find it useful. Hope to see you next time. I'll put a link down below where you can buy this guy if you're interested.